We're in love with this song.
So we got a TikTok channel. Should do one. All right. Welcome back to another podcast here in the ASM studios in Florida. I'm your host Chris Vidal. I'm here today with Priscilla.
Hello.
From Portugal.
Yep.
Although you live
correct.
now in America.
Yeah, for 13 years.
13 years. So you obviously like it.
Yeah.
So Priscilla.
I love Portugal, but I like Florida a lot.
God, I mean, it's a great place to be. Let's be honest, it really is. So we're going to talk today about really a bit of your experience. What is it like to be an international athlete at an American high school?
Right.
You did go to college at Northwood University, right?
Yeah.
And then PBA, you did masters
PBA,
there.
Yeah.
But we're going to really focus on more the high school stuff, because we get a lot of athletes asking us what's it like to be at a high school in America.
Right.
And I didn't do that, but you did. So who better than us to go through your experience? And now you're working here at ASM Scholarships, you're doing the media and helping Portuguese athletes come out here as well,
Correct.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. So Priscilla, you're a tennis player from Portugal. Why did you want to come to high school in America? Because surely it's sunny there as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, school in Portugal is actually quite hard.
Yeah.
So for me to manage tennis and school at the same time was very difficult. Basically, school in Portugal was from 8 to 5, and then I would have to go to tennis around 6 until 8, and then I would get home, take a shower, have dinner, and then study. It was quite hard for me to study for high school.
Yeah.
And high school is really hard because you already pick what you want to be in high school.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember having a friend that went to Barcelona, actually, to an American school.
Okay.
And I said to my parents, I want to go too. And my parents were like, no.
Yeah.
And I said, why? They're like, well, if you want to go to an American school, you go to America.
Right.
And I said, okay, well, I will go to America.
And they were just cool with that. They're just like, and how old were you?
My mom was not cool
Your
with that.
mum wasn't cool with that. So how old were you when you did that?
When I spoke to my parents, I was 15.
15. Okay.
But I moved here when I was 16.
Okay, so it took a year to convince them.
Yeah, kind of.
So for any athletes that are listening to this, because that is young. Now I've got kids now; they're only one, right? So like I can only imagine when they get older. I'm probably gonna be the same. Like, no, you can't leave right now, right?
Yeah.
But having done all this stuff, like I get what it's like, so I can see the benefits being an athlete. But how did you convince your mum to be like, hey, I want to go away to like a country not that's next door? It's not like France. It's across the sea.
Yeah, exactly.
8 hours at least by plane. Like, how did you convince your parents to do that?
No, so I kind of used my godfather, who owns 2 tennis academies back home.
Right.
And I asked him if he knew any agency in Europe that will take kids here. He knew an agency from Spain at the time.
Yeah.
And they were coming to a high school, to a prep school actually, in Florida.
Yeah.
And they were gonna focus just in high school and go pro.
Yeah. Tennis
kids that want to go pro.
So you weren't coming here to go to college or university, it's really just to turn pro in tennis.
Correct.
Right.
And
but you thought training in America would be better and easier.
Yeah, because all the good tennis academies are in Florida.
Yeah.
So for example, the first week that I came here, I actually went for summer camp at Bolitier Academy.
Yeah, that's one I've heard of.
Which now is IMG, but at the time was Nick Bolitier's academy.
Yeah.
So I went there for 2 weeks first, and then we went to high school, and we started practicing every day, going to tournaments on the weekend. The tournaments, some of them went well, some of them didn't go so well.
Right.
So all we were trying was to get sponsors from those tournaments.
So sponsors, you basically using it to get exposure, and hopefully a company sees you and wants to basically sign you up and brand you, so you can then turn pro.
Because tennis is quite difficult as well. I was studying just in the mornings at high school, but then on the afternoons I was practicing for like 4 hours or 5 hours. But it was still very hard because I was competing with girls from Russia or from Brazil that were here in America, just focused in tennis. They weren't even going to school. They were
Right.
just
Just
playing
tennis.
tennis completely. And obviously, if you just focus in tennis, most likely you'll turn pro.
But you know, so I look at that in golf, like of the girls that were just playing tennis, no school at what 15, 16 years
Yeah,
old.
yeah.
How many actually are pros today?
I think I don't know, like 70% of them
70% of them, and they're actually like on the
on the
circuit.
tour. Yeah,
Wow,
but
so that
still,
does make
like
a difference.
it does not. It doesn't mean that they're actually making a lot of money because
Right, so they're playing like mini tours. Are any of them
Right.
in the top 100?
I'm not sure. I don't have
Right,
names right
yeah,
now,
yeah.
but to be in the Grand Slam level, it's
Yeah.
quite hard.
Right,
You
right.
really have to just focus all you have in tennis. You
Yeah.
can't do anything else. And you have to have a good sponsor. In order to have a good sponsor, you have to have a good ranking.
Yeah,
Unless you have a billionaire parent that will pay for everything.
yeah, got it.
So
So okay, so we'll come back
it's
to that
kind
in
of
a
like
bit.
golf.
Yeah, because I like doing these podcasts with parents too, like, you know, help them understand what they should do,
Yeah.
right? Because there's no right pathway. It's whatever's right for you and your family.
Right.
But so you use this to try to turn pro, come to an academy. You started off at the IMG Academy, Bollettieri.
Bollettieri.
We met him at Miami
Yeah,
this
Miami
year.
Open.
Yeah, we met him
Yeah.
there. And then from there, you then went to a different one, I assume.
I went to the prep school, and the prep school had the tennis.
Their own academy.
Yeah.
But that wasn't related to...
No,
okay.
no. It was actually a partnership with Emily Sanchez.
Got it. So when did you decide to kind of not give up, but refocus your vision from pro straight away to go to university?
Well,
Was it playing the level you
yeah.
were realizing?
So like I was going to the tournaments. I would win the first round and then
Yeah.
lose the second round.
Right.
And it would really demotivate me. I
Right.
would be really down, and then school was going great because
Yeah.
school here, I personally felt that it was way easier.
Yeah.
I had 4.0 GPA.
Yeah.
When
That's like perfect grades.
yeah, when back home I had like a 15 grade out of 20.
Yeah.
So my GPA actually went up because
Right.
I went to school here, which was great
And
because
was it English though? It wasn't Portuguese.
my school back home.
No, your school here you did in English.
Oh, here in English, yeah. Yeah, so I learned English in 1 month because I was
Really?
just
Wow.
yeah, because I had to
Yeah.
speak English. I couldn't
I
speak.
took Spanish in England for like 5 years and I still can't speak it. So I mean that's impressive. Like you learn English in 1 month.
Yeah, and
Oh,
actually
damn.
because I
That's
came
still-
with the Spanish agency, all of the other tennis kids were
Yeah.
from Spain.
Yeah.
A few from Switzerland, but I learned Spanish as well at the same time that I
Yeah.
learned English.
I'm just really bad at languages because, like, I mean, I lived in Germany. This is bad as well. I lived there for like 3 years, and I can speak better German than I can Spanish, but it's still not good. So you must be just good at languages.
How long were you in Germany?
At least 3 years. Yeah, but you know, I try to speak German, but everybody wants to speak English, so I taught them English.
There you go.
That's my solution. Anyway, but back to you. So you're doing the high school thing here, also prep school. So what's the difference between a prep school and a high school? Like, what's the difference?
So, as Brandon usually mentions to all the kids that want to come here, prep school is a private school.
Okay.
So, meaning when it's private, you get a student visa, just like college.
Right.
So, it was the only way to come to the States because you need a student visa to come here.
Got it.
So, that's why we had a prep school with the tennis academy included.
So you can't come here to like a regular school. You have like what I mean regular like you can't just go to like a normal high school where you don't pay
Yeah, I
anything.
don't
You
think-
probably you have
I'm
to
not-
pay. You're
yeah.
not 100% sure on that.
Yeah.
We should check that out. I think from what I know, you have to
you
go
can't-
prep. You have
yeah,
to pay
you
to get in.
can't-
Yeah.
You can't get a student visa.
Unless you got an American citizenship.
Right.
Yeah, or you got
Or
like an
another
investment visa.
visa.
Yeah. And you can, but
Yeah,
unless
yeah.
you're coming just purely
Yeah.
by yourself. From what
If you want a student visa, you have to
Yeah.
go to a prep.
And
or-
it
yeah.
changes every kind of year depending on who's in power and what rules, regulations they make. There's always something going on. So, you know,
Yeah.
we're making this in 2019, maybe next year it's changed. So
Yeah, and this was
Check
in
it.
2006, so.
that's 2006. Like, well, I know we had an athlete recently we're helping get over for a basketball, and he's going to prep. And there's an American football player as well, and they're going to prep schools.
Yeah. I mean, it's the only way.
Yeah, so it's the easiest way. So what was it like? Like, what was it like being at a prep school? You said the education, you got better school grades from that, but like, did you live on your own? Did you live in a hotel? Like, how was your living accommodation?
No, so it was included in the price when I found the agency. They said they will find us a host family.
Right.
And they asked me to write down what kind of family I wanted.
Right.
And I remember writing it down.
Did you put like Bill Gates?
I said, I want a pool. I want a cat.
Yeah.
And they found me that, but the lady was not so great.
Yeah.
She was not the nicest lady. So I had to, after a week, I changed it to a lady that actually worked in my school. She was the sweetest, and she fell in love with me. So I was like,
that's cool.
I want to live with you.
Yeah.
After 3 months, she also got another girl, a Polish girl. So she had an extra room. Yeah. We had separate rooms. It was great because I'm still friends with this Polish girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's kind of like my sister.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was great to live with her because there's days that I missed my family and I was very homesick because I was still very young, teenager. But because I had my Polish sister, I was able to get through that. And I was so busy all the time too, like with tennis and school. So yeah, it was great. And Florida is a beautiful place to be.
Yeah. So, but how would you get around though? Would your host family take you around in the car?
No, our coaches. So
okay, they pick you up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So they'll come pick you up. Take you to school,
they had a van.
Tennis.
They had a van to pick us up, go to tennis, go to tournaments, go to SAT tests.
Would that be like Monday to Friday? So you do school in the morning and tennis in the afternoon, and then weekends tennis, I guess.
Yep.
So it's just like you always were busy. It wasn't like you could just go to the movies on Saturday.
Well, sometimes,
but yeah, it's kind of like college then. Yeah. Really,
it was very similar to college.
Yeah, but it just less. I wouldn't say less. It's probably just as intense because the competition.
The school was not as intense as college.
Yeah, college definitely gets harder. Yeah, definitely gets harder, and the competition's higher in college for sure.
Yeah.
Well, although depends.
But the tournaments, not really.
Yeah.
In college was a bit easier for me.
Yeah, because tennis, like, that's one of those sports where, I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but I feel like the really good players in tennis turn pro at 18, they don't go to college.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Exactly. They decide they want to go pro and that's it.
Yeah, because it's one of those sports where it hasn't really, I mean, it's still really high level in collegiate system, especially Division 1.
Yeah.
And it's produced a few famous, pro players, but most of them are, they're turning pro at 18 and they don't do college.
So I have a few friends also from Europe that went to college. Yeah. And they still tried to go pro because they were playing ITFs while in college.
Yeah.
Which is it's a lot because you're studying, you're going to ITFs, you're traveling.
Yeah.
And so when you finish college, you're still 21.
Right.
So some of them still try to go pro and try to get sponsors, but I didn't do that. I decided to go and do my masters. But
it must do two good things. You realize, one, if you should try go pro, and two, I think that it's a great platform to get recognized, right? Because you're top Division 1, you're making the nationals, you're winning at nationals, you're coming top 10. Like, you're going to get noticed. Yeah. Like, I know, like, a lot of other sports like soccer, golf, basketball, like these sports, you get drafted or get noticed. So it probably does give you a springboard at least at that end, like kind of a second chance or a safer chance, at least get education from it.
Yeah, correct.
So I could see the benefits there. Yeah. I mean, but it's interesting you said, like, most of the people you knew, like 70% are playing on a tour of some sort, but like, what are they kind of making? Like, are they making $1 million, $100,000?
Not really, because they're spending that money on traveling, coach on the coach,
taxes,
everything.
So it's kind of like
hotels.
Once their career's done, then they're done. They have to probably go back to uni or work in tennis or some sort to get by.
Exactly. A lot of them turn tennis coaches.
Got it.
Which
still not bad.
Yeah, which tennis, a lot of tennis coaches get a lot of money because tennis lessons are not cheap, but still,
the better
they have to be on the court 8 hours in the sun it's not a
It
good
can be
job.
tiring.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends what you want, right? I mean, if you know, like, okay, if I go for pro, it doesn't work out, I'm going to be a tennis coach, and that's cool. But you're limiting your future, because I think that's a cool thing in college is that
It's not a
you
career.
open all the doors.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, it is if you're like a top tennis coach. I mean, damn, if you're
If
like
you want to be a
Bontari-
professional tennis coach,
What do you do if you want to be a tennis professional? I mean, like in golf, you have to do the PGA. Well, how does it work in tennis? What do you have to do?
to be a professional tennis
Yeah,
coach,
Like, can I just be like? Could I just?
you
tell
have to
coach?
first work at academies that only focus on professional tennis kids. So IMG,
Right.
Everett Tennis Academy,
Yeah. Nadal's one in Spain.
Nadal, Emilio Sanchez as well. So you have to work in those places because most of the kids that go to those academies, they
Right.
want to turn pro.
Right.
And then you just have to familiarize with the kid and see if the family wants to be one-on-one with the coach.
Right.
And then the family has to be the one deciding, okay, I want you to be my personal coach,
Right,
and you're
right.
going to travel with him everywhere.
Right.
And that's a
But you
professional.
not need any like certification like in golf.
No,
you have
yeah,
to do this whole
obviously.
4-year program to get certified.
No,
so you have
yeah.
that in
You
tennis
have to
as well.
have to
Build
do all
your-
the tests.
Right.
And that's how, but before you have to go to the academy. So you have to
Right.
do all the exams to first enter the academy
Got
and be
it.
a tennis
So
coach
how
there.
long could that take you to do?
I mean, it depends. It depends on you, really.
Depends how long it takes you to do
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Okay, interesting. So for you, do you regret what you do, or do you think it was the best thing you did? Like if
No.
you could do it again, what would you do?
I would do it all over again, the
Yeah.
same.
Would you even like? Because I know with me with golf, like I would study better. Like I'd taken school way more serious at 14.
Same.
Like, would you like maybe you would go to college, but you'd done the route a bit differently to get to maybe a bigger Division 1 program?
Yeah,
or
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Northwood was.
It's a good school.
Yeah.
They changed that. It's now Kaiser, so that became bigger. So it's a
Right.
much bigger program. It's way
Right.
better now.
Yeah.
So it's in Florida.
Yeah, that's all I wanted.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
wanted
yeah.
to stay in Florida.
Yeah. So, but you would maybe have done USF or FSU, maybe a bigger
Yeah, so at the
program.
time I didn't really know what I was doing. I was
Right.
just looking at locations, really.
Yeah.
I wasn't really focused in divisions.
Yeah,
I
if
was
you had
just
some
like-
guidance, it would have been better.
Exactly.
Right, and that's now what you're doing here at ASM, right? So you're
Yeah.
now, I know you're going back to Portugal soon for a trip with the twins who are also Portuguese tennis players as well.
Yeah.
And you're going to go do a big tour. Where are you going in Portugal? What's happening?
So we're going to Vila Moura, Algarve.
Right. Yeah.
We're gonna have a presentation there, and then we're gonna go to Lisbon.
Yeah.
Also do another presentation there, and then Porto.
Oh, nice. And I know we're working with quite a famous soccer player in Portugal.
Yeah. João Moutinho.
Right. And
Yeah.
he plays for Wolves, right? In the
Mhm.
Premier League. Yeah, we're helping
Yeah.
his
His little brother.
little brother. That's right. Yeah. That's kind
Yeah.
of our big famous thing happening
Yeah.
in Portugal right now. So cool. I'm excited because I know Portugal. We've had a lot of athletes come recently. We're getting some great success stories. Like, it's definitely thanks to you guys and the team. Bringing that culture knowledge,
Right.
and we're keen to keep building that up. I know we
Yeah.
maybe have an office coming there in the future. I think Tiago
Yeah.
might be doing something there.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. But is this just like when you go to Portugal? Is it just for college, or can they ask you about high school and get help with high school as well?
No, yeah, we can definitely help our kids with high school.
Right.
So we just have to contact the high schools here and
Yeah.
see if they have a program with the sport that you play.
Yeah. It's what you want to
yeah.
study, and it's probably helps picking the right high school
Yeah.
based on where you would like to go to college.
And honestly, you have to be. I remember being 16, but I studied so hard just to come here
yeah.
because I just wanted to pass 11th grade and
Yeah, yeah.
I want to go to America. That's all I wanted.
What do you?
Some kids are a bit like,
Not so sure,
not so
yeah.
sure. I just want to know about it. No, you have to be sure. If you want to come,
But how do you get sure? Like, I mean, for me, I don't know. I just thought golf, Tiger Woods, go. Right? Like, it wasn't much thought process, but maybe
mean,
just come over here and check it out. on,
I
like, a
just heard
vacation.
so many of my friends like talking about it
Yeah.
and how the amazing tennis academies that they had here in Florida. So
Yeah.
I'm like, yes.
And it's easier now because you got social media. Back
Yeah,
when
now
we
it's
didn't
even
have
easier.
social media.
Exactly.
You can watch YouTube. You can watch our
Yeah.
videos. You can,
I didn't
like,
watch
it's way
anything
easier.
at the time.
Yeah, it's honestly way easier now
Yeah.
when you think about it. We had nothing back
Yeah.
then. it was just books
Yeah.
and pictures.
Yeah.
I remember getting
Facebook
travel
just-
bags and looking through.
Facebook just started when I was
Yeah.
in my first year of college.
Same here, yeah. Just I was like, what is Facebook? You couldn't get, you had to be part of Harvard or something to get in. You couldn't
Yeah,
get in.
you
It was
had to be
MySpace.
part of a university.
Yeah, so we were all on MySpace. Well, I want to go on Facebook. All right, I'm excited for you guys to go back to Portugal and
Yeah.
help a lot of people, educate them and everything. I know we're doing some great stuff with the current Portuguese athletes we have. Lots of big offers coming, which is great. And I think your story is what is going to help others, right? I know with me,
Yeah.
when I help athletes, it's like you understand where they're coming from. But it's always better when you have someone from that country who's also come out. But I think also
Yeah.
being based here,
Yeah.
because you're here, it's so much easier to like go to programs, meet coaches, do the media work that
Exactly.
we're doing. And I think kids forget that, like, you know, having someone representing you in the States on
Yeah.
the same time zones makes a massive difference.
Yeah, obviously we're gonna try to look at schools here in Florida, so it's more local and
Yeah.
close to us, and we can do their own recruiting videos. We've done that for
Yeah.
some athletes here. We go to places and do their video.
Yeah,
And record.
so whatever's best for them.
Yeah.
What they, you know, maybe they want to go to Alaska. Don't know why, but maybe you do. You never know, right? Maybe you fed up all that Portuguese sun. You want some
Oh
snow.
my gosh, I know. I was like, Florida, California. Don't go anywhere else.
All right, well, look, Priscilla, thanks for your time and sharing your story about high school. I found it really interesting, 'cause especially we get a lot of requests about that, and we've been doing a lot more prep stuff. So, you know, I think a lot of that's due to the work you've done with Brendan and building the prep program up. So, if you guys are interested, want to learn more, how do we reach Priscilla? How do we email you? What's your email?
Priscilla at asmscholarships.com.
Cool. So email Priscilla at asmscholarships.com.
One L.
One L. It's PRISCILA at asmscholarships.com.
Correct.
You made me spell it out. I was like, I can spell your name. I did it. Cool, guys. Thanks for tuning in to another ASM podcast. If you've enjoyed this episode, all we ask is for you to tell a friend. One friend. It's not difficult. It really helps us get the message out there. You've been also doing a great job doing that. Our ratings have gone up massively, so we do really appreciate it. And definitely tune in next time for more episodes to come. If you're watching YouTube, hi YouTube. We enjoy you guys watching us on YouTube too, and please subscribe. Take care, guys. Thank you very much.